müssen das einmal Rush the Voice bring.
Penultimate game of the afternoon session here on day 2 of the European Darts Open. It's the rock star Joe Cullen, the number 7 seed, against Danny Noppert, the Zuiderdown master, or Finders master, on the back end of last year prior to his switch to the PDC. Both these guys have made quarterfinals on the Pro Tour this year, couple for Cullen, just the one for Noppy. But by his own admission, Joe Cullen has not been playing anything like his best to start off 2018. He certainly looks very different. Hair transplant. So going through basically a bald stage before it all grows back.
I'd rather call it the Pep Guardiola stage.
Well, that's,
I mean,
you can certainly call it Pep Guardiola stage if you prefer. We shall see. Is he a darting Samson? Has he been shorn of his powers? Or is it just a temporary delay before they return? Joe Cullen, you don't get to number 7 in the seedings without being consistently excellent. And he certainly has been on the Euro Tour over the last year and a half or so. But he's yet to go all the way to a final, yet to win one despite a couple of PDC ranking titles to his name. Rob Malarkey and myself, Dan Dawson, in the commentary box for your 7th of 8 games this afternoon. Joe Cullen and Danny Noppert.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg Joe to throw first. Game on!
Yeah, nicely set up this one. Danny Noppert coming through his Euro Tour debut yesterday, beating Jeffrey de Zwaan 6-4, having switched to the PDC following the BDO World Championship in 2018. Entered the 2018 European Q School as well, won his tour card. And he's shot off here with a 180 as well. He's a class act, as Danny Noppert. Joe Cullen likewise as well. He too has a very, very good pedigree on the European Tour. One of the players we talked about yesterday as the next first cab off the rank as far as European Tour winners is concerned. He certainly has the credentials. He's gone close in the past as well. Semi-finalist in Austria last year. Semi-finalist in Riesa last year as well. 3 quarter-finals as well.
Yeah, well, when you look at the seedings for this tournament, there are a couple of people higher than in the seedings who are yet to win their first Euro Tour. The obvious one being the world champion Rob Cross, number 4 seed here this weekend. Darryl Gurney, number 5 seed.
96.
But Mensor's won one, Michael Smith has won loads, Peter Wright has won loads, Michael van Gerwen has won dozens of them.
42.
That's a bit of a slip, but he is down to a finish. Noppert is not.
Joe, you require 160.
Well, we'll see if Joe can threaten this. And there's your answer.
60.
He's trimmed a 60 off, but whether he returns or not remains open to question. Danny Noppert will fancy his chances here of a very early break indeed. Had that early 180 to give himself the platform here. That's a lovely first start. He's now looking at double 8, and he's now switching back over to the other side for double 4.
Game shown, the first
takes out the 70 as well for the break of throw in the opener.
Second leg, Danny to throw first.
And on a day that has seen the seeds tumble in very significant numbers, who knows, maybe we could have another casualty here as well.
Oh my word,
that's awkward.
He's not going to do another one, is he? Oh,
he did.
It would have been the weirdest looking 180 I think I've ever seen if he'd followed that one in.
The second dart was almost at a right angle to the first. I'm amazed he stayed there, actually, because that...
It looked quite secure, but maybe that's what he wanted. He just wanted to throw a really weird 180. Just to appear in a YouTube video.
83.
Cullen enjoyed the best year of his career so far last year, winning Players' Championship 8 and Players' Championship 16, both in Barnsley.
Yeah, denied Darryl Gurney the chance of doing the double. Gurney had won on the Saturday, made it to the final on the Sunday. I believe, if I remember rightly, he missed a match dart.
He did. I think it was at the Bull as well.
Yeah, I think so. Before
36.
Cullen got the job done. He had taken a commanding lead in that final. Gurney battled back. But yeah, denied the double for Darrell. And then he followed it up by beating Zoran Lerchbacher, the Austrian who made it to a first Pro Tour final. He's since followed that up with a second one. Zoran going from strength to strength. Dangerous player is the Hypercane nowadays.
105.
Well, I'll say it was the best year of his career. 2016 was pretty special as well. First TV quarter-final, maiden European Tour semi-final as well. When he beat Wade and Anderson in the German Masters.
That's 6-0 against Gary Anderson.
It was, yeah.
Weekend.
So he had the highs in 2016, but the ranking titles came in 2017.
94.
Year on year, improvement from Joe Cullen, you feel?
Yeah, well, there was a stage for Joe Cullen where, when it came to the big televised tournaments, he never won a game, apart from at the UK Open. That was the only place he won. But that's changed since then. Tops for Noppert.
Game Sean the
17 darter. And it means that Joe Cullen, the number 7 seed, finds himself 2-0 down.
62.
Noppert may be young, he may be Dutch, but he's not from that young Dutch school of chucking his darts as quickly as he possibly can. He will take his time, he will focus on each target, each dart. Methodical player. During his win against Jeffrey de Zwaan yesterday, who is very much of that young Dutch school of just get rid of the darts, get it out of your hand. Paul Nicholson was talking about how he's a big fan of Noppert's throw. Very simple, very straightforward, very repeatable. $134. He has stolen the darts here, Noppy, looking for a double break and a 3-0 lead. Cullen is in trouble here.
He certainly is, and he's not really got going yet so far, and there is a danger of him leaving it too late. Noppert's still not down to a finish, though, on the Cullen throw, but Cullen looking to get back into this leg and failing to do so once again.
He only had 4 scores, over a ton, Cullen. And a ton 40 for Noppert here, which is exactly what he's got. That's his second, leaves himself double top for a double break. He is averaging, getting up towards a ton, 99.75 right now. Cullen way off the pace, not even averaging 80. Bent the wire.
But he made the most of that first dart and takes out top second time around. Noppert has raced into a 3-0 lead here. He's settled really well into the life on the PDC as well. Like I say, getting his tour card and then making the last 16 of the first 3 Players' Championships of this year. £1,500 apiece for those, so getting himself that financial platform. So far so good, you have to say, for the 27-year-old.
83.
Came through qualifying fairly comfortably as well the other night. Christian Girdle took 4 legs off him, but everybody else was beaten fairly easily, including Jelle Hendricks, 6-2. Finished top of the European Order of Merit at the European Q School in Hildesheim in January.
59.
Yeah, not winning his tour card outright, but just getting it on the point system at the end of it. Still a massive achievement, and we always mention it. If Christoph Ratajski, who's won a Pro Tour this year, wasn't able to do it, anybody who did, well, deserve to congratulate themselves. More like it from Joe Cullen, but it's still 6 darts from here for Danny Noppert to extend his lead to 4-0. He may just look to stay on the treble 20s here and set this up. Or he could pile it into the treble 1. Little smirk from Noppert. He nearly followed it.
60.
I think he was almost too polite there. He almost waited for Russ Bray to finish the 180. Whereas most players would just get on with it. He seemed to be standing around for a little longer than he would have liked there, and he had every right just to step up. Anyway, 101 here. Lovely first dart. Tops them for a 4-0 lead.
61.
Just wonder from the way that dart went in an odd angle, whether it was slightly in the way or in his eye line for that double top. Cullen, double 5. It is a break back, 15 darter. That's his best leg so far, Joe Cullen, and he desperately needed it. There's that 1 dart at double top for a 4-0 lead. Going to come back and haunt Danny Noppert.
34.
Winner of this to face Chris Dobie, who's just come through very stylishly indeed against Kim Huybrecht, 6-2. Stylishly in the scoring, it's wasn't a blistering average or anything like that from Dobie, but once again a very, very accomplished performance by the man from Northumberland. Yeah, great finishing from Chris Dobie under some real pressure from Kim Huybrecht, who averaged a good 4 or 5 points more than him over the course of that game. Only 3 legs lost this weekend so far for Chris Dobie in his first 2 matches. Wayne Jones beaten 6-1 yesterday, and another player bringing his early season form into the European Tour. Finalist on the Pro Tour this year, Chris Dobie against Michael van Gerwen.
We've seen 4-seeded players go out from the 6 games so far. A 5th seeded player is currently 3-1 down, and Mervyn King, a former finalist here in Leverkusen, is up against the very impressive German Gabriel Clemens. Could
64
be Seedergeddon this afternoon here at the European Darts Open. Chizzy and Alan Norris, the only 2 to win so far.
Yeah, it's certainly opening up, isn't it, in certain sections of the draw. Henderson and Dobie both in section 3, along with Peter Wright, who plays Luke Woodhouse later. This is also in section 3 as well, this match, the 3rd quarter. So if Noppert does come through, it would be wide, wide open in this bottom half.
58.
That's one he could afford to miss with Noppert on 168.
Joe, you require 20.
Double 10. Double 5 again. Oh no, he split it. 2 for double 4.
Game shot and
wise decision in the end. I know Joe Cullen. It was last year where
game on.
One of the various darts fans on social media, it might have been Okipedia, but had put together a list of the most successful hitters of each double on the board in PDC darts, and Joe Cullen was top of the list for double 4. And as soon as he saw that, he just got it stuck in his head. I can't miss it. I'm the greatest double 4 hitter in the world. And it just kind of, the confidence he had going to it, he leaves it on regular occasion and just feels supremely confident going for it.
Just the 2 occasions last year where Cullen failed to win his opening match in the second round. He was seeded for every one of the European Tour events he played in. So automatically making it through to round 2, but he lost his opening match in Gibraltar and also in Jena as well. Noppert's just lost his way here, you feel. 9 darts and only down to 317. And by the same token, as Noppert threatens to hit the buffers, Cullen just seems to have found something here.
Well, 3 legs into this game, Danny Noppert was averaging 100. Joe Cullen was averaging just short of 80. They are both now, they've
45.
converged to around the 88-89 mark, and it shows how the tide has completely turned in this one. Ooh, that's unfortunate. You can't understand it, Joe Cullen. Oh, that is the second time in this leg Joe Cullen has had a dart fall out of the 60. And he's still 180 points clear.
The trebles are drying up here for Danny Noppert.
100.
He's got one there, but he's still not on a finish. 95 then for Joe. He was looking at treble 19, but he's hit treble 3 instead. But he will be back.
87.
And he's looking at, guess what? Double 4.
Doesn't miss double 4. Does not miss it. It doesn't matter that Danny Noppert's going to lead double 16.
100.
Oh well, he'll lead 72 because Joe Cullen is going to hit double 4.
Sooner or later.
Oh, maybe he's not.
No, he'll do double 2 instead.
Oh
He's in the
dear,
madhouse.
Joe.
Danny requires 72.
Now, Noppert, who is nowhere, absolutely nowhere in this leg.
He's been gifted a lifeline here. Double 12. Close, but not close enough. Trouble is for Joe, he's in the madhouse here. Dave Chisnell had all sorts of bother with this one earlier on.
No score.
And likewise, Joe Cullen.
Danny
A conservative
24.
first dart. He attacked it with the second. And the third was rendered void.
Game shown the 6th leg. Danny Noppert, 7th leg Joe.
Wasn't Alan Norris ticked off for that last year, where he threw the dart underarm or sideways rather than, in that frustrating...
It is frowned upon. I'm not sure if there is a
legal
requirement. Russ may have had a word with him. You don't pick up everything on the ref's mic.
39.
Understandable frustration, of course. Because that could prove to be vital. That would have been for a break of throw and a level game at 3-all, and it was looking like the game was going in only one way over the last 3 legs.
Yeah, it did, but that has just given Noppert fresh impetus here and a new lease of life to some extent as well, because he's all of a sudden just got something to work with once again.
77.
The scoring is just not there for Danny Noppert. That's better. Now, can he follow it? Ooh.
80.
Noppert's turn to have a dart rejected by the board. I think that did just clatter straight into the wire, as opposed to Cullen's, which looked pretty well thrown and somewhere near the middle of the 60. Great effort going around the board, picking up a couple of trebles. He'll get 2 darts for the leg. See, at the start of this match, Noppert was very good at just taking a little half step and finding a 60, whether he was low in the bed or below it. He's not doing that successfully right now. And a 14-darter means that Joe Cullen cuts that gap to 1 leg again. He was 3-0 down in this one, remember. First time these two have met in PDC darts. Fledgling PDC career for Danny Noppert.
Loads of room here, Danny.
Where is he going? He's going down the board.
177.
Much more like it than Danny Noppert.
Yet when he had a dart at a right angle covering a little bit of the treble 20, but he stayed up there. That's why I was slightly querying his decision to head south, but it was a decision that paid off for him. But the 9-dart dream dies once again.
96.
That's number 3 for Cullen. He has thrown 180s in the last 3 legs on Noppert's throw. He won one of them. He should have won the other one. And here, he's given himself a chance, and Noppert is doing his best to help him out.
90.
Important last dart.
Well, whoever comes through this one, you have to say, will breathe a massive sigh of relief at the end of it, and they'll go back to the hotel and regroup ahead of tomorrow and think, right, that's arguably one bad performance out of the way. Let's see if we can improve on it. Noppert looking at 138 though to restore his two-leg lead, and it ain't going to happen because he's hit the single one. 118 away.
39.
But Noppert will return on 99. Cullen needs to go big here.
96.
Got to use all three darts for a 99 finish. It might be tops.
Don't tell Nicholson, but Paul, he has to.
59. Joe, you require 88.
The Nicholson tops monologue giving an airing today.
Game shot in the
Cullen
8th leg.
breathes new life into his campaign here.
9th leg, Joe to throw first.
An 88 check out on the bull.
Game on.
And once again, perhaps the balance of power shifting in this one as well. It's ebbed and flowed nicely. This Noppert looked to have recovered a degree of control, but Cullen still very much interested, and he has the throw here as well. 2 holes, and he's there. Doesn't matter what happens in between.
I don't know what the odds were at the start of this match,
41.
but this may be the first time that Joe Cullen has been favourite for this since the end of leg 1.
100.
You could just see the emotion on hitting that bullseye. He missed a lot of darts at double in this match, but finds the button in the middle of the board to bring himself back level.
140.
Good response by Noppert. Needs to string a few of those together.
57.
And this time Cullen, once again, it's his turn to fail to find the treble. Consistency or lack of it has been the key in this match. Both players enjoying good bursts here and there, but neither able to knit anything serious together. Noppert in the money once again here.
140. 111.
Well, it is enough to leave himself a finish, and he'll come back and look at the bullseye first start again. Noppert would love, oh well, I was going to say a ton 40 would have been perfect, but just staying straight would have been a big help to him.
82. Joe, you
Leaves him a 2-darter, but it can be an awkward 198. Treble 20 for Bull. Is it another bullseye finish back to back for Cullen? Very nearly.
110. Danny, you require 98.
Well, that would have really given him a massive shot in the arm had he taken that one out. That's a lovely first dart from Noppert. Now looking at double 19 and a 98. 2-dart combination. And now it's advantage Noppert once again. It's so difficult to call this one. Cullen close to snatching leg 9. Noppert takes it, and not only that, he's throwing first here for the match as well. Cullen has to win 2 legs on the spin, something he's found hard to do so far today.
Well, Noppert has not only taken out that awkward 98 finish, it is the biggest check out of the match, and it has come at the most important time in the match so far. It may be another check out like that that settles this one.
140.
Because they are both averaging, prior to that visit, it was 88.2, the pair of them. There you go. Just shading the averages, Joe Cullen. Just shading the first 9 scoring, but 5-4 down. He has missed a host of darts at double, and that 6th leg is the key one, where he was just dominating it. Missed double 4, missed double 2, missed double 1. There you go, that 23-dart leg, the worst leg of the match. May well prove to be a crucial one here. Other than that, it's been all right. It's been solid without being brilliant. The winning legs, all in 5 or 6 visits to the board. Nowhere near the 57 either of those darts, and quite a way away from the treble 20 as well. Noppert slapping his own hand, reprimanding himself.
But Joe can't find anything significant there either, and that's a disappointing visit for Joe Cullen. Noppert's got away with that previous visit. Now, can he make amends here? Well, he's down to a finish first on his throw. That last start was potentially important. But that is more like it from Joe Cullen. Gets him down to 72. This one is very much in the balance here. Noppert looking at 145. Now looking at 85. Treble 15 would have left tops, but it's not to be, so 70 away.
93.
Well, he's just seen Noppert take out 98, which is a heartbreaker. 15 scored, means that 17 leaves tops. And he hits straight back Joe Cullen. It's a one-leg shootout for a place in the last 16. It has been a battle, this one. It has not been of the highest quality, but Joe Cullen, who said himself last night that he is no kind of form to start off 2018, has had to dig very, very deep. And a couple of times he's gone to the well and come up with important finishes. The 88 on the bullseye, the 72 on double top. Is there one more twist in this game?
Well, those first two darts were miles away from the treble 20, but I don't really know what was going on there. Danny Noppert unable to capitalise on that slip by Joe Cullen. And look at that, 4-4-2 apiece after the first visit. This is more like it from Joe. Timely stuff. And that may well just have swung it in his favour. Noppert needs to find a response here. No margin for error whatsoever.
4 180s for Joe Cullen in this match. Just the one for Noppert. And to throw one in the deciding leg. And it's cruising time. Cruising towards the finishing line, Joe Cullen. But he's been here before. He's been miles and miles ahead of Danny Noppert, and he could not get the job done in that horrific 6th leg.
Oh dear, this is going from bad to worse for Noppert here. Well, he's recovered with his last start, but it may not be enough.
Joe, you require 134.
Double 16. Oh, very nearly a 12 darter to finish it in style, but Joe Cullen, having missed one match dart, will come back looking at least 3 more.
Well, Joe Cullen, he won't be one for analysing the averages and the checkout stats later on. This is all about just coming through, getting the job done, booking his place in the 3rd round. He's now looking at double 4. His friend, once again, not his friend today, and neither is double 2. Noppert, though, still has lots to do here.
But he's in the madhouse. It can't happen again, can it? It cannot happen again. Joe Cullen was dominating this match in the middle part as he came from 3-0 down. He won 4 of the next 5 legs, but the one he lost was messing about on double 1, and he's missed that by a yard. But he finds double 1 this time around, but Joe Cullen somehow turns that one around from 3-0 down. Gritty performance from the Yorkshireman. He wins his opening game and is through to the last 16. He will take on Chris Dobey for a place in the quarter-finals. We've got one more spot in round 3 available from this afternoon session. It'll go to either Germany's own Gabriel Clemens, the World Trophy semi-finalist from last year, or Mervyn King, a former winner on the Euro Tour, a former World Master, and a former finalist here at the Osterman Arena. Here is Joe Cullen.